There is a quiet part of ourselves we rarely admit exists, even after the betrayal, even after telling ourselves, "I deserve better," even after we walked away. We still think about that person, not every second, not every day. But sometimes in the silence of the evening, while making dinner, folding laundry, or hearing a song you once shared, their face, their words, their presence slip back into your mind. And it terrifies you, because logically you know the truth. You know what they did. You know how they broke your trust. You know it was wrong. So why can't your mind let them go? Why do you still think about someone who betrayed you? It isn't weakness. It isn't longing. It isn't proof you should have stayed. It's because betrayal leaves an unfinished story. The mind struggles to reconcile two realities. They made me feel safe. They were not safe. When the heart and the mind contradict each other, our thoughts keep returning to the same place. Our brain keeps running loops. Our soul keeps asking questions it never got answers to. We don't always think about them because we want them back. Sometimes we think about them because we need to understand ourselves. Because our nervous system, our emotional memory, and our inner truth are still trying to process the pain, the shock, and the loss. Tonight, we explore something freeing, why these lingering thoughts exist, why they haunt us even after we've moved on, and how understanding them helps us stop being controlled by their memory. By the end, you may realize something powerful. Thinking about them is not a trap. It is a mirror reflecting what still needs to heal. And once you see it, you begin to reclaim your peace. 1. The deep psychology behind why we still think about them. There is a part of us that keeps replaying the moments, the way they laughed, the way they seemed to understand us, the promises we believed without hesitation. Even after the betrayal, even after the pain, the mind keeps returning to them. This is not a flaw. It is the brain doing what it was designed to do: reconcile contradictions. When someone we trusted betrays us, two truths collide them. I loved them. They hurt me. The mind cannot let go until it understands how both can exist. So it replays conversations, memories, and emotions, searching for closure that never came. And it isn't only the mind. Our nervous system remembers the shock, the fear, the humiliation, and the tiny betrayals we ignored. These memories live in the body long after the moment passes. They can trigger thoughts, dreams, and sudden emotional waves. We often mistake this for longing. But it isn't longing for them. It is longing for understanding, longing for certainty, longing for the safety we once believed we had. Betrayal leaves an emotional imprint, a mark that remains until it is fully processed. So when you catch yourself thinking about them, it is not weakness. It is your mind and heart trying to close the loop. 2. Why betrayal creates emotional loops. Betrayal doesn't just break trust. It creates a loop, a quiet, invisible loop. The heart and mind replay even when we promise ourselves we're done. We remember the moments that felt safe, the laughter that felt effortless, the gestures that felt like love. Then we remember the lies, the hidden truths, the intuition we ignored. Suddenly, the mind holds two realities at once. They made me feel loved. They betrayed me. This conflict creates what psychologists call a cognitive emotional loop. The brain revisits the memories, searching for answers, but there are no clear answers. And the heart adds its own imprint: how safe you felt, how deeply you trusted, how vulnerable you allowed yourself to be. The mix of broken trust and remembered warmth creates a magnetic pull, one that keeps thoughts returning even when we know better. Sometimes we call it missing them, but it is deeper than that. It is the psyche processing shock, disappointment, and heartbreak all at once. Every replay is not weakness, it is humanity, and hidden within this loop is something remarkable. While you think you are stuck, your mind is helping you learn, understand your needs, and prepare for the love and trust you deserve. These thoughts are not chains, they are guides. 3. How to break the loop and reclaim your peace. There comes a moment when you realize thinking about them has become a quiet thief, not loud, not dramatic, but gently stealing your mornings, your evenings, the small spaces meant for peace. Memories surface, old phrases, forgotten gestures, the feeling of being seen, even while being hurt. And in that moment, you make a choice, not to forget. Forgetting isn't real, not to pretend it didn't happen. Denial has no weight, but to stop letting their memory define you. You meet yourself in the quiet, you sit with the ache, you name it. You allow it to speak without judgment. You let yourself grieve. You acknowledge the betrayal fully. Slowly, something shifts. You begin to see the patterns where you excused behavior, where you doubted yourself, where you stayed longer than you should have. Awareness becomes the first step toward freedom. Then comes the hardest act, releasing the story, not their story, not their excuses. Your story. You decide the loop no longer dictates your peace. You stop chasing explanations that will never come. You stop reliving pain that has already taught its lessons, and as you release, a subtle lightness appears, a quiet calm, the gentle rhythm of your heart beating for you again. This is where healing begins, not through revenge, not through punishment, but through reclaiming your dignity, worth, and peace. You were never thinking about them to hurt yourself. You were awakening, growing, remembering who you are without them. Thinking about them does not make you weak. It does not mean you loved too much. It does not mean you failed. They were part of your story, and stories leave marks. But here is the truth. Thinking about them is not a trap. It is a bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. You remember not to relive the pain, but to understand your heart, to see where you gave too much and where you forgot your worth. And slowly you forgive yourself. Not them, yourself. For expecting answers that never came, for loving when it felt dangerous, for holding hope when the story had already changed. In that forgiveness, you find freedom. The thoughts no longer feel like chains. They feel like echoes, reminders of your resilience. You were never abandoned. You were being guided. And now, as you release the weight of their memory, you reclaim your peace, your dignity, and your power. Tonight, tell yourself softly, I remember. I honor what it taught me, and I move forward knowing my heart belongs to me again. It's okay to remember. It's human. It does not mean your love was a mistake. Your heart is brave enough to process what your mind cannot yet explain. And the more you stop punishing yourself for remembering, the more you realize these thoughts are not chains, they are guides. So make this promise to yourself. You will not let their memory define your worth. You will not let unanswered questions steal your peace. You will carry the lessons, the growth, and the resilience forward, because this is not the end of your story. This is where your peace begins. Before you leave tonight, pause for a moment. Think about how many times your mind returned to them and how strong you were each time you kept moving forward. It's okay to remember, it's human. It means your heart is healing. Tonight, make a quiet promise to yourself. Their memory will not define your worth anymore. If you're ready to choose peace, comment, I choose myself. Like this video if you're done questioning your sensitivity. Subscribe if you want reminders that love should feel safe, steady, and whole, not something you recover from. You're not late. You're right on time.